Hi everyone, Lisette here. Happy New Year. And like many of you, I spend the end of years doing retrospectives and the beginning of new years setting new goals and metrics and thinking about things that I want to accomplish. And one of the places that I like to start is with my personal user manual. Now, I've got my personal user manual on my website because it's the most convenient place for me to reach the clients that I work with. But the real purpose of a user manual is to self-reflect on what is it that we need in order to be productive. Because what we want to do with that information is design our lifestyles around the things that we want the most. And when you're working remotely or hybrid, this is one of the things, this is one of the major benefits, right? Is to be able to design our lifestyles around the things that we love to do the most. So for instance, in my user manual, I've just got the basics at the top, the languages, the time zones, social media, communication preferences. It's a great place to start if you don't have a personal user manual already, because everybody knows the way that they like to communicate the best. Like for instance, the obvious one, my husband is a phone person, right? Likes to call people. I don't like talking on the phone, but I love video calls, right? Good things to know about working with me. I've got a section about my personal values because values are what drives our decision-making behavior. So if you're wondering more about why I make the decisions I do, a personal values section can be useful to know. I've got a section about my quirks because there are some things that I try to be better at. But for instance, I'm a really slow writer, and that's just something I know about myself. So I take responsibility by giving myself enough time to get my projects done. So if there are quirks like that that you want people to know, then this is a great section for that. As you can see, I've also got this picture of my home office setup. This is where I'm recording right now with my green screen behind me and my multiple monitors and my Elgato lights. And I've got the list of all my equipment there if anybody wants to look at the things that I use. If you want to get your own personal user manual, I've got a place on my website where you can download that. And it basically is just step-by-step instructions for how to do that. So you don't really have to think about it yourself. You can just follow and just pick and choose the things that work for you. I think one of the things to know most about user manuals is that they're really personal to you. So it's really just sharing what you're comfortable. There is no one right way to create it. So for instance, I use my website. Many people use Notion. Other people have, a drawing that they've put up in Miro or, anything goes, whatever works for you. I've included personally a section about things that I'm inspired by, people that inspire me, or for instance, music that inspires me, or political people that I'm inspired by. I've also got my hobbies here. I love sewing. For by the way, I made this hoodie here that I'm recording in right now. So I really took a interest in sewing when the pandemic started and have just taken off ever since. And then I've got other examples. So if you're looking for inspiration from other people here, I've got other examples. One other thing I'd like to let you know is I do have a template in Miro. If you're a Miro user, there's a free template where you can design your own personal user manual. I've got a whole section on the website about personal user manuals. I did in podcast episode number 307. I recorded a whole episode about that. I've got some tips here. All of this will be in the show notes, of course. And I did an interview with the fantastic and fabulous Dea Woodard about the way that she uses personal user manuals, which is in the interview process and in the onboarding process when she's working with new virtual teams. So those are the resources about personal user manuals that I have for you. If you've got something about user manuals that you want to share, please just comment below. I'd love to hear from you. All right, that's it. Talk to you later.